What is up? What is up? It is the Shi-Fi podcast, episode 104, possibly. Yes, it is 104. So, man, it's crazy. It's oh wait, shout out to everybody listening to Spotify, Apple, YouTube, whatever. Let's get right into it. It's crazy. Football season's here. It'd be interesting. The football bug is hitting me right now, just because I think it's hitting me harder this year, just because, last year's football season just felt weird, only because COVID, and just it felt weird. It felt weird, like having fun last fall. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, just the crazy times. Football season, basketball season had their little things. Just football. There was rumors football season was going to get canceled, and it's just like it just felt weird. Now we're pretty much post COVID here in the United States, so definitely gonna be a lot different. Definitely gonna be a lot different football season. And I'm excited. It would be cool to see 17 games now a year. There's going to be 18 weeks of football. I'm intrigued to see how the scheduling is going to work out. Is the Super Bowl going to be later? I'm assuming it's going to be later. I don't think football season is earlier this year. September 9th is the first game. That always seems, I think it's always been around 9/11 the past decade. So I'm assuming it's going to be a lot more. And the playoffs are different. Last year was the first time with the different playoffs. Yeah, that's going to be a lot more better to just kind of look at more. The world was distracted last year. And that's just how it was. So it'll be intriguing to see how it is this year. Football is very interesting in the fact that you just never know. It has amazing parity with their whole scheduling situation, where like the best teams from the previous year get some of the hardest schedules. The worst teams from last year get the better schedules in terms of opponents. I mean, with the Cowboys being really bad last year, I feel like we could have a easier schedule-ish. I always feel like Cowboy seasons, whenever there's a lot of hype going into it, we play bad. Whenever there's not much hype into it, we play good. And I'm kind of feeling like, last year was a lot of hype into it. We played bad. I think this year there's not much hype into it. I think we're going to be good. Based off that data alone, is that enough evidence? No, but it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun with that type of evidence, and I think it's always worked out. And luckily, we'll not be going 8-8. We will either have to be 8-9 or 9-8, and I think that's probably what we're going to do. I wonder what the division is going to be like. The NFC East is a mess, but I am happy to be in it. I'm intrigued with all the quarterbacks, the rookie quarterbacks, particularly with Justin Fields, Justin Fields. There's a lot of quarterbacks this year. Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence, what's the Jets guy? Zach Wilson, and Trey Lance. I think it was all four for top 4 draft picks. Something like that. Was Trey Lance third? No, Justin was like lower at that. Might have been whatever. They were the top 4 quarterbacks. I think 4 of the top 10 at least. So definitely, and they're all kind of in interesting situations where like they have a starter in front of them, except for Trevor Lawrence. Trevor, they made his way into Jacksonville, but Justin Fields with Andy Dalton. You got Zach. Well, never mind. Zach Wilson's gonna be playing, but you also got Trey Lance with Garoppolo in front of him. So, so that debate's always interesting to me to be like, okay, should you play the rookie quarterback? Should you wait a year? And I think like an old school way to think about that is to like, have the starter play and then have your rookie quarterback come like maybe midway through the season or second year. and all that's changed to me. I think it's just like you get a rookie quarterback, just throw him out there. You just never know with these rookie quarterbacks. It's such a lottery sometimes. And I think my theory on that is because not many people have much film on these particular quarterbacks. So it's easier to, maybe get away with certain plays or situations. So, I think they're debating in San Fran, like, oh, should Trey Lance start already or should it be Garoppolo? And I'm just like, yo, throw Trey in, bro. That's honestly, that's kind of hard just because they were Super Bowl losers 2 years ago with Jimmy G. And Jimmy G was supposed to be this like the next Tom Brady, and what happened to that hype? It's amazing how much the hype dies in the NFL. So with those situations, the coaches gotta make those tough decisions. I've been seeing that the Bears offensive line isn't that great, and the Bears aren't going anywhere anytime soon. But the 49ers is tricky just because like they're kind of nice. They're a Super Bowl contending team. So that's tough, man. I think the safe choice would be to just start Jimmy G to see what he's up to. But 4 games go by and he doesn't do anything, then throw Trey in there, see what happens. So, and I do think there's a lot of evidence with the whole rookie quarterback contract, with the fact that you can get this really good rookie quarterback on his little contract, paying pennies, and with that money you can get like a Pro Bowl linebacker, a Pro Bowl safety, a Pro Bowl offensive lineman, somebody instead of that. So, and I think we're going to be seeing that with the Chiefs in a few years. But Patrick Mahomes the reason I think the Chiefs were an all-time great, little dynasty the past 2 years, was because you have Patrick Mahomes on a rookie contract. So it allows you to like kind of flex a little bit of money here and there. Now you're paying Patrick Mahomes $40 million a year, which is great for him. Like I get that, I'd get that money. But now it's like, wow, like what do you do now as a front office? Going to be definitely a harder task to kind of work that out. But man, it's just it's a win-win, lose-lose situation. Because yes, you want Patrick Mahomes for the next 10 years, but then it's like, wow, like might not be as great, and you're going to rely more on Patrick Mahomes. I think we saw that with Russell Wilson. The reason why the Russell Wilson teams were so good in the Super Bowl era was because the early 2010s was because Russell was still on a very cheap contract. So you were able to have a Legion of Boom defense. You were able to have Richard Sherman, all those guys. And once Russell Wilson got the big contract, the defense slowly started going by. And now, that team heavily relies on Russell Wilson now to do Superman things. So it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be interesting to see what happens with the San Fran situation, Chicago. A lot of different situations. I like it. Um, it's kind of I mm, with Zach Wilson, he looks Tim. He just does not give me tough vibes, which is okay. I mean, which is not. I think everybody agrees with that. He smiles a lot. He looks tiny. I don't know. He just looks tiny. He's from BYU. He's not from like a big powerhouse. I think he's very underwhelming. I think a lot of people think he's gonna be a bust. I think, especially in New York, with that media, they're gonna tear Zach apart. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see in the future of this quarterback class. I was gonna talk about the Drake Kanye thing real quick. I have no idea what's going on, but I love it. I love it. Just like Kanye said, I live for this. I live for this type of stuff. You know what I mean? I live for it too. When you look at music, when you look particularly at the world of, rap, hip hop music, pop rap music, just that whole world in general, there's a competition factor to it. Taylor Swift and Olivia Rodrigo are friends. They're buddies. Rappers aren't. Pop rapper stars are not buddies. Buddy. They're not buddies with each other. They are, here and there. They'll make a ways. They'll be an all-star game appearance. They're gonna like shake hands, wham. But deep down, these big icons are not your best friends with each other. They're not, because there's a lot of ego around, which is fine. You gotta have an ego sometimes in music. But it's just like you got Drake and Kanye, two of the biggest names in music history, in one genre. So it's like it can't fit both. Can't fit Drake and Kanye. It's like, who are people gonna remember 100 years from now? They're gonna remember both, but they're fighting. They're fighting to make each other irrelevant. So I love it. I love it. It gives a little spice to the world, the beef, the drama. Drama isn't the best. It's kind of annoying sometimes, but when there's legit drama, when there's legit like beef, like going on, pettiness, something's happening. And if you look at my last few I think not the last one, but maybe the one before that, you can literally, I had the same feeling when Donda was like slowly coming out, when there were like peeps last month, I think late July. I was like, wait a minute, something is going on between Drake and Kanye, something. Because Drake hasn't released Certified Lover Boy, his much anticipated album. It's almost a meme at this point now. So with that being said, it was like, okay, wait. Drake was supposed to release this last month. Like, it was very well known that he was. And, Kanye emerges. Drake doesn't do anything. Something was fishy about that whole situation. And I read that situation 100% clear. So I'm proud of myself. I think a lot of other just kind of, underground rap pop fans were kind of looking at that. So a month later, yes, there is something going on, obviously. And this has been going on for a decade. So many theories. You've heard me talk about this on podcasts of when I first started this podcast 2 or 3 years ago. So it's like this just keeps going on. And it's amazing. This is a decade-long beef and a decade-long argument. And I hate to say beef, it's just competition. You're just competing. They don't have beef. It's not a drama. Like, I need to stop saying that. It's just competing. Because what I think Kanye is doing right now, I think Kanye, this is my guess, but I think this is 80% correct. He's knowing that Drake's Certified Lover Boy is coming out. It's gonna be a big album. Kanye, I think, is trying to just mess up the flow of that rollout. And that's it. I think that's it. But you know, it's you got Drake's personality where he kind of takes things to the heart sometimes. So when he sees this, yes, if Drake and Kanye dropped at the same time, same album, I think Drake would edge out Kanye pretty well. I think it would be I don't think it would be close, but I think he would have a substantial lead in sales and all that mess. So Kanye's not worried about that. Kanye does not care. And knowing Kanye and his just perception and reputation, he does not care about sales. The man's playing an album for free every week at random stadiums. Like, there's leaks everywhere. So it's not about that to him. Kanye just wants to mess Drake up. And for that reason, no one really knows that main Sigma reason. Everybody kind of points to Kim K, and that's kind of sad, honestly. But that theory is like kind of Kim K cheating on Kanye with Drake. It's a very icky rumor, and I hate to talk about it because the man has kids, like a whole family. But knowing Kim K's history in the 2000s, there's a lot of 50-50ness to it. And I'm a 25-year-old man talking about this, so that's already icky. So it's just competition to me. I don't look at the whole personal life because I'm a grown man. But I see that rumor, and if I was in Kanye's shoes and that would happen to me, I would kind of feel some type of way, and I get it, blah, blah, blah. So that's the main reason. But I think the actual reason is just because they've been competing for the last 10 years. Drake and Kanye have been just kind of stealing each other's style and flow, and that's just how competition is. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of fun to me, and when you look at it from that aspect. And Kanye, he posted. So the big brouhaha the past weekend was Drake's feature on Trippie Redd's album, which we gotta get into Trippie Redd's album real quick after this. Drake's feature mentioned something. It's not verbatim, but he said something about 45, 44. Stop beefing with me. Yeah, you can't do anything. Blah blah blah. So those 45 and 44 are the ages of, I think, Kanye and Pusha. And so Kanye, 6 hours later, posts something on Instagram, like a screenshot of a group chat where he texted the Joker meme with something, I've been bullied by nerdy guys like you my whole life. This is what I live for, something like that. And it said he added Pusha T to the conversation. But then there's 8 people in that group chat, and one of them's a D. So, and then everybody's speculating, is that Drake? So I'm pretty sure it is, because why would that man post that with Drake's verse that morning? So I can definitely see something like that happen. And I'm 100% sure that was Drake. I was kind of confused with the part of Kanye saying he was I've been bullied by nerdy rappers my whole life. But Kanye was the nerdy rapper before Drake. So I was a little bit confusing, but Kanye, Drake, a tale old as time. What else is there to talk about? Predictions on what's going to happen? Predictions. I think Drake's in a bad position. I think Kanye's Drake, man. It hurts me to say because Drake's my favorite, but at the same time, I know Kanye's legendariness, whatever. Like Kanye is like number 2 to me. Like Drake and Kanye are like always my Spotify all-time artists. It's just Drake and Kanye. So there's no like I do say Drake's my favorite, but only by a little over Kanye. What's going to happen? I think Drake's going to release his album. It's either going to man, this is difficult. I think Certified Lover Boy is nowhere near coming out soon. That hurts me to say. That really does hurt me to say. I could use another Drake album, but you know he's a legend, and legends don't really drop albums as much. Yeah, I think Drake's album is easily not coming out till 2022. Easily. There's so much teasing albums now. You got Kendrick, you got Travis Scott, you got Kanye, you got so many people. Because you know Kendrick talked about his whole thing. We'll get into that later, maybe. It really depends on what Drake's priorities are. Does Drake want to just I'm pretty sure Drake just wants to capitalize on sales and tours. I think that's the tour part was why Drake did not drop this past, early 2021. Because tours are still slowly about to happen. Like arena tours are just now going to be kind of coming back next year. So it's like I think Drake was in no rush to drop, but now like tours are coming back slowly. And I thought he was gonna. I thought he was gonna drop at least by August 30th or August 31st, but it's not looking like that anymore. It's not. So it's tricky. Prediction. Man, I don't know, man. Kanye is petty. Kanye could wait till 2022. I think Kanye just has a button to where when he finds out Drake's album has been released, he's going to press that button right then and there. Because he just wants to mess up Drake's sales. I think that's literally it. I think Kanye is going to win this particular battle because I think that's the main plot, main source. Now, what can Drake do? I don't know. Can Drake maybe release 2 albums at once? Maybe he's got a little album stashed away so he can maybe drop it if Kanye drops. Man, so much. I don't have any prediction. Main prediction, Kanye drops right when Drake drops in January 2022. January, February. So that's all. That's all I have. What else? Oh, shout out to Kid Laroi. Kid Laroi's song "Stay," I'm beginning to love it, but I didn't really like it at first. I don't like a lot of stuff at first. So when I kept listening to the song, I was like, you know what? I love this song. And I was thinking, I was like, why do I love this song? It reminds me of some song, and I've had this thought for a month, and I finally realized why I love this song. It is essentially the same as Blinding Lights by The Weeknd. Also a classic song. Blinding Lights was the theme song of 2020. of just the pandemic era. If Blinding Lights had come out, December, January instead of like November, I would have put Blinding Lights as the #1 song in 2020. But in 2019, I think I put it like number 10 or 11. Because it came out in November. So Stay has that same repetitive like 80s funk beat to it. I don't really, I want to ask like someone from the 70s or 80s about these songs, because that's what everybody points to, like the stereotypical, music nerd always like, oh, that's an 80s beat. And I can see is very disco-y is what I imagine what disco music was. And Kid Laroi, like, he's not one of my favorite artists, but I've seen his career just kind of slowly age. I think being an Australian rapper and had a music video with Lyrical Lemonade, January 2020. That's the first time I like heard of him. I was like, that's big time. Like, you not only got a Lyrical Lemonade stamp. If you don't know who that is, Google Lyrical Lemonade stamp, along with being an Australian rapper. Like, you're gonna automatically get a crowd. So, I like his career. It's slowly growing. Kid Laroi and Jack Harlow have very similar career, personality, things that I see that will make them an all-time career, meaning like a 10 to 15 year career of just kind of making music, prime, top 5 sales, top 10 hits. Because like Jack Harlow is not a G-Eazy. Jack Harlow is gonna he's gonna have a great career. I think he already has a greater career than G-Eazy. But I think people put that white rapper feature stamp on every white up and coming white rapper. But Jack Harlow and Kid Laroi, we're gonna have a conversation about Jack Harlow. I'm gonna go to that real quick. But I want to say something about Kid Laroi. Kid Laroi knows how to play the game with his albums, having singles like Addison Rae. So, but let's get to Jack Harlow real quick. Jack Harlow, I have no problem saying this. Jack Harlow is the next Drake. Now, let me clarify. Is he the next Drake when it comes to performance, sales, accolades, blah, blah, blah? Not quite. I don't think so. That's hard to replicate. But Jack Harlow has the Drake self-awareness. Jack Harlow is amazing at being culturally relevant when a lot of musicians are not. Like, musicians are not in tune with their fans or with their people. They don't know what's going down in the normal day-to-day person. Drake had an amazing relatability aspect of the whole. He was always aware of like when he would become a meme. He would never get sensitive when people joked around with him. Drake was a living meme. People made memes of him. Cool. Never had a problem. I think a lot of musicians do. Jack Harlow does that very similar thing. Collabing with that comedian Drewski. I saw the other day he performed Fireflies, Owl City. That's basically a meme song, and he actually performed it in front of a crowd. That's hilarious. Just knowing what is like a trend in the current media. Having a song named Tyler Hero. Having that little lover boy heartbreak aspect to him. Now, Jack Harlow can't really sing like Drake, but you just never know. Jack has potential. He has potential. So that's why I say Jack Harlow is the next Drake. when it comes to personality. Jack Harlow is hilarious too. Hilarious. They asked him to tease a song on Instagram Live, and the man played Same Love by Macklemore. Funny. Funny. But yeah, Jack Harlow definitely, I can see his Drake personality, that type of thing. Now, accolades, that's going to be hard to actually predict. I don't know, man. I have a feeling. Jack Harlow is the next Drake. We'll see. Yeah, that's my official prediction. I can live with that. I think earlier, back then, I predicted that DaBaby was going to be the next Jay-Z. I was only wrong just a little bit. DaBaby's the next 50 Cent. He is this generation's 50 Cent. That's for sure. I can explain that later. I'm not getting into that, but my predictions are pretty accurate. But yeah, whatever. Don't believe me. That's about it. Yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna do song of the week. Shout outs. Song of the week. Song of the week. I think I have a song. I've been open. Trippie Redd, man. Trippie Redd dropped an amazing album, and I'm very impressed. Holy Smokes featuring Lil Uzi. It was like a single that came out a couple weeks ago, a month ago or something. But I like the rest of the songs that just came out. Yeah, Holy Smokes. I got my money up, cash. Count all these yeah, and shout out. Shout out to everybody starting college today. That's crazy, man. This is my first day. This is the first time I've not been at a first day of school ever. Like first day of college, first day of high school, none of that. I'm out officially. It's my first year experiencing that. So very weird feeling, I will admit. But you know, I'm growing up. Still got a long ways to go in growing up, but we'll get there. Thank you for watching. Peace. Shout out. Love y'all. See y'all next time. Life's pretty sweet, huh? Yeah, life's kind of sweet.